Now let's talk more about Minnesota United. Let's welcome in their goalkeeper, Dayne St. Clair, who, as I was just telling Tony Meola, I worked with Dayne a couple years ago, actually now at the University of Maryland while he was playing there. So
you guys say years ago like you're so old. Mine is
Tony.
Years ago. Yours is not like, yours is just a couple of years ago. Mine's years and years ago.
2018 seems like so long ago, Tony. And that's where I was starting off my career as a reporter, where Dayne was in college and then going on to the MLS draft. So, Dayne, before I forget, I'm still waiting for the cut of your Minnesota salary because I am the one that put together his college reel heading into the MLS draft. So, Dayne, I'm still waiting for that.
And did you go number one in the draft?
I did not go number one in the draft.
Claudia.
So blame me.
That's her. I think you went 6th or 7th, right, in the draft, which is great,
7.
by the way. Yeah.
Oh,
it's all worked
That's
out.
great.
It's all worked out, yeah.
See, it's all worked out. Thank you. All right, so Dayne, you've been with Minnesota your entire professional career. So as we head into this U.S. Open Cup now, how much would it mean for you guys to be able to win a trophy for the first time in club history?
Yeah, for sure. Even my first year, we lost in the final. Obviously, I wasn't on the field at that time, but I think being so close to it and knowing what that would mean. I mean, going into the season, we said that's definitely one of our objectives is to make sure that we're trying to lift the trophy this year. And I think, especially knowing that we would be hosting all the way to the final is a great addition for us. And of course, we need to take it one game at a time, but we're looking at this competition as one that we can really win.
What's been the transition been like for you, right? You've got so many different levels of things, right? You've got obviously the national team and Gold Cup, and we'll talk about all that in a second. But then you've got the club level where you guys are, I believe, 3rd in the table. I called you guys on the weekend, a really solid team, looking to make a push. Now you're shifting gears to U.S. Open Cup, and which I don't think you've played in yet this year, right? And we'll see how this turns out. We'll have it here on the network. But what's that sort of transition in your head been like through all these competitions?
Yeah, I think for me, most importantly is keep the ball at the net, no matter where I'm playing or who I'm playing against. Obviously, as a goalie, that's the most important thing. But for me, it's just been trying to adapt and to see whatever the team needs from me and just be ready to give ourselves the best advantage to come out victorious.
Now, Minnesota United had a very favorable U.S. Open Cup draw. So if you guys keep winning, you guys do keep hosting these U.S. Open Cup games. How much will that home field advantage play into the success that Minnesota could have in this tournament?
For sure. I think we know, 1, how good our fans are. 2, we know our field and the atmosphere that we can create. And we played really well at home this year. I think we've only lost 1 game. So knowing that when teams have to come in here, it is a fortress this year, which is something that we don't take for granted. And I think even to be able to lift the trophy at home in front of your fans is something that you rarely get to do. So to have an opportunity to do that, just being a few games away is something that we're not taking for granted.
I want to shift focus a little bit to now the year overall with the regular season with you at Minnesota. You were named to the All-Star team. This is the 2nd time in your career. So that's right. Tony's giving you a big applause. So a big congratulations.
Thank you.
Big congratulations on that. I mean, to you, how does it feel to be able to add that to your resume? How much do you use that as kind of a way to assess how you've been doing in your professional career so far?
Yeah, for sure. I think this one's even, obviously the last one was in Minnesota, be a part of that was nice. And I think this one, to be voted in by the fans, I think is special in a different way because it was through a different avenue. And I think having the fan support from not only obviously Minnesota, but the recognition from other fans around the league is something that kind of shows what I've been doing. And I know that me personally, I know I've been doing well, but to kind of have that external confirmation as well is definitely a nice little confidence boost as well. And I'm looking forward to going down there and enjoying it and seeing kind of how it is now compared to a few years ago.
Dayne, let's shift gears here, talking about assessing, right? You've had now the Nations League, obviously, and recently the Gold Cup, and there's been big expectations for the Canadian national team. How do you assess it? Because from the outside looking in, Canada was one of the favorites in both of those competitions, fell a little bit short, especially in this one, but how are you looking at it?
Yeah, for sure. Of course, we wanted to be playing yesterday in the final and competing for trophies, and to be able to lift the trophy this summer. But unfortunately, that's not the way it went. But we also know that our ultimate goal is to make sure that we do well at the World Cup. And I think some of these moments and setbacks kind of will give us and show us the adversity for us to come through better on the other end of it. And we know that the biggest goal for us is what we do next summer versus what we did this summer.
You're playing for Eric Ramsey at the club level, right? A young manager. I'm really impressed every time I get a chance to talk to him. Only 33 years old, but a quiet guy. And you're playing for Jesse Marsch on the national team, who we know here at CBS because he worked here prior to the job, maybe enjoys the media a little bit more than Eric Ramsey might enjoy it. How do you manage those? Is there one that you prefer more than the other? Does one put a little bit more pressure on you maybe than the other one? How do you look at those two, I'll call them dichotomies, right? Because they really are about as far apart as you could possibly get.
No, I think they definitely both push me to be better, which and support me to be better. I think anytime you have a coach, you want someone that you can learn from, but also that trust in you. And I think the trust that they both put in me is something that has really allowed me to play the way I've been playing. Because when you're feeling confident, you feel like you have that trust from the people that are making the decisions. You're able to feel free. And I know there's a little bit of some different roles just with the way I'm established with Minnesota, and then the competition that it is between me and Max for that starting spot. So there's a little bit different in terms of that. But I think most importantly, they've both been open and honest with me, and that's all you can ask for from a manager.
Yeah, you have a lot of MLS experience, the Open Cup experience, national team experience, all-star experience. I mean, when you look back at the start of your career to the guy that we're looking at now, how much do you feel like you've changed and really evolved as a player?
Yeah, I think I've definitely grown, and I know that I definitely still have more growing to do, and I still haven't reached my full potential and full ceiling. So that's obviously something that kind of keeps you motivated. But I think, yeah, looking back at it, you probably thought you had it a lot more figured out until you realize some of these moments in our challenge, and then can kind of now to be able to look back and see what I thought I had figured out versus now how I am. I think kind of shows the progression not only on the field but off the field as well.
Dayne, paint a picture of what you want it to look like for the next year. Obviously, you got an Open Cup, you got the end of the MLS season, and then you've got a World Cup ahead. If you could paint the perfect picture, what would it look like for you?
And of course, as a competitor, you want to win every competition you're in. So in an ideal situation, yeah, we win the Open Cup, we win the Supporters Shield, we win the MLS Cup, and then that first game at the World Cup in Toronto, in my hometown, I'm the one on the field representing my country and in that starting role, and we get the 3 points and make it out our group stage and continue to go on from there. But obviously not everything is perfect, and I know that in order to get to all those stages, there's little moments and little challenges, and just need to make sure that I'm ready for every single one.
Well, Dayne, thank you so much for joining us. It's nice to be able to see you. We started our careers together back in 2018, 2019, so it's good to see everything you've been doing. Thanks for joining us.
Of course, thank you very much for having me, and it's nice to see where you've taken it as well. So congrats to you as well.
Thank you. See, I was waiting for a good compliment.
Isn't there like a Maryland chant or something that you guys do at the end? I don't know what you do.
Go Terps!
Yeah, there you go.
That's what we do. Go Terps! UVA guys, man, they don't know anything.